El 8 de noviembre de 2013, el tifón Haiyan, el más potente desde que hay registros, tocaba tierra en la ciudad de Tacloban, Filipinas, con vientos de 375 km por hora y una marejada ciclónica de más de 6 metros, dejando miles de muertos y millones de desplazados. Y ahora, 10 años después, hablamos con los supervivientes para que nos cuenten qué ha cambiado en estos años. Filipinas es un país formado por más de 7.000 islas del sureste asiático en el Océano Pacífico, conocido por sus playas paradisíacas y la hospitalidad de sus ciudadanos. Pero es precisamente esta ubicación la que hace que sea visitada por entre 20 y 30 tifones o tormentas tropicales cada año. Pero aquel 8 de noviembre nadie esperaba lo que estaba por venir. El tifón Haiyan o tifón Yolanda, como es conocido en Filipinas, estaba catalogado como de nivel 5, la más alta puntuación. Pero Merisel se preparaba para ir a trabajar como todos los días, pensando que solo serían fuertes vientos, como el resto de tifones que habían pasado por Tacloban ese año.
It's 5 a.m. when I'm preparing to go to work, and then it's raining. There are a little bit of strong winds, but we know that it is the strongest typhoon. And then the authority warned us to be safe because the strong wind will come. But our house is good enough, and we feel that we are safety. But when it's in the 7 o'clock, maybe it's 6 o'clock in the morning, the strong wind came. Then we are shocked because it's really that's the in whole of my life that's the strong wind that I ever encountered. Then because our house is just a bungalow, we feel safe.
Pero a las 6 de la mañana, la marejada ciclónica en forma de ola gigante arrasó Tacloban, inundando completamente casas y comercios.
Then it's like a little flood. Then after a third flood was hit, and then it's like our home. It's above the level. It's above us level.
What did you do on this time?
At that time, we are at my mother-in-law house, and I'm preparing for the work. Then after a minute, a flood come inside in our house. Then I suddenly it's like I had a mental block because I was shocked.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's in whole of my life. Because it's like the end of the world. Because after the house was destroyed, then the strong flood, the big flood was come over our house. Then we are so nervous. All of us in the house was go out and transfer to our aunt's house. Which is second. They have a second floor. Then we transfer it to the other house.
Mientras tanto, en el hospital, los enfermeros trasladaban a los pacientes a los pisos superiores o a otros hospitales.
During the typhoon on the day the typhoon came, all of our focus were on evacuating the patients, and some people from the residents, they went in the hospital. So basically, we weren't able to care for the patients because of the typhoon. So the focus shifted from caring to evacuating. So we went from room to room just for the patients and the other residents to be safe, because the roof was going off.
Evacuated to other hospitals, to other cities, or to Manila?
No, during the typhoon, they went directly to the hospital because, houses in the Philippines, or most of Tacloban or in the nearby neighbors, were house made of light materials. So initial winds, they went off. They completely destroyed the houses. So they evacuated to the city hospital. So instead of us caring for the patients, we had a problem of the evacuees of the neighborhood. So it went from more than 30 patients to I think 100 people. So for us also, we were concerned of our safety also, but we cannot just be concerned of ourselves because we were on duty. So we have to care for the patients and the evacuees also.
Más suerte tuvo Carmencita, que estaba embarazada de Yola y nació el mismo día 8.
Someone advised to them that they are need to transfer to the church, but they never transfer to the church because they are comfortable with the house of their grandmother.
On the same day was born in the hospital.
The house.
Los centros de evacuación, como el Astrodome o la iglesia de Paló, se iban llenando de supervivientes, pero no podían ser evacuados porque el aeropuerto resultó dañado.
3 days that we didn't have a relief, then the money that time is useless. We only want food. We have nothing to do but to open the store. Some people open the store like grocery, and then we that time my husband is in the military. He is far from us. Then he didn't know that our place is happening like that. That after a day, their commanding officer told her that who had a family that lives in Tacloban, you have to go home because your family, and we are not sure if they are still alive. And because the Tacloban, our place, is really the heart of that tragedy. Then they are suddenly go home. Because a lot more on the roads, destruction, obstruction, the trees that fall down, they cannot, their vehicle, a military vehicle, because they carry military vehicle that cannot pass along Tacloban. That's why they are from the San Juanico Bridge. From San Juanico Bridge, they walk here in our house. Then he told me that they are there in San Juanico, Samar side. They almost walk for, I thought, 6 hours from San Juanico go here in our, and then he told me that he didn't. In his mind, he believed that we are already died that time, because when he passed away, a lot of the died people in the roads. But when he it's 6 o'clock in the evening or 7 o'clock, and then the whole Tacloban was dark. Then only we use candle. Then he came in our house. It was silent. Then he walked slowly. Then he praying that we were still alive. Then when we opened the door, we it's like I know.
Saw him.
Some other crying. I cried, and thanks God that we are safe.
Dentro del caos y la desesperación de los primeros días por conseguir comida y agua, el aeropuerto se pudo limpiar y empezó a llegar la ayuda. Con las primeras ayudas también enviaron miles de bolsas para que los vecinos colaboraran en la retirada de los cadáveres de las calles para evitar enfermedades.
Days after typhoon, nobody relieved me from work, so I have to work straight. Some nurses were coming there, but they were telling me to go on straight because they have families to attend to, so they forgot that I have also families, so they were just concerned about themselves, understandably, but I have to be there because no one relieved me on my post. So I was there for more than 4 days, I think, before I can go home and check on my families.
How many time until normal life again?
6 months after, the electricity was go back, and then the signal also go back.
Hoteles como el Hotel Alejandro también sirvieron de refugio especialmente para los turistas y prestaron sus azoteas para la evacuación en helicóptero. Ahora han pasado 10 años y preguntamos si los políticos se han preocupado en intentar que esto no vuelva a suceder.
Before there is the city disaster risk reduction management was not institutionalized, so it was not in the program of the city government or in the Philippine government on that matter. So after Yolanda, they institutionalized it, meaning they made an office. So there is an office in the city government, it's City Disaster Risk Reduction Office, and they hired people who are in charge of a specific job. Their specific job is during calamities, disasters. So they are the ones preparing the people before before typhoon comes. They are instructing people to where the evacuation centers are, and now it's more coordinated because we in the health sectors have specific responsibilities before, after, and during typhoons. So the preparation is there, unlike before, and however, in the structural forms of our buildings, it's still the old roof. When typhoon comes all over again, it will be ripped off, because the cost of building a very hard roof, I think it's a cement roof, is not reachable for typical Filipinos, for us. Yeah.
Duterte times, his project is build program. That's it. A lot of roads that are constructed, a lot of buildings, hospitals, then really a lot of progression in the administration of Duterte, because he focused about the build program.
El dique de Leyte es una infraestructura costera que protegerá la costa de Tacloban, Paló y Tanawan, que fueron las zonas más afectadas por el tifón. También se ha reconstruido la catedral de Paló, por segunda vez, ya que también sirvió de hospital en la Segunda Guerra Mundial, y que fue visitada por el Papa Francisco en 2015.
And until now, when the Marcos is our president, he continues the build program. Still ongoing, the constructing of the infrastructure, a lot more.
The problem is the people, because some of us Filipinos are really stubborn. They know the danger, and yet they still stay there.
Y en el Astrodome, el centro de convenciones de Paló y muy cercano al aeropuerto, se puede visitar el cementerio con los nombres de todas las personas que tuvieron que ser enterradas de urgencia allí mismo, y un monumento en recuerdo de todas las víctimas. Para hacerse una idea de la fuerza de la marejada ciclónica, la ola hizo embarrancar al Eva Jocelyn, un barco de 3.000 toneladas y que se rehabilitó en 2015 para visitarlo en el mismo sitio donde quedó encallado después del tifón. La población que puede ha reconstruido sus casas con cemento y 2 plantas, pero todavía mucha gente no tiene recursos y ha vuelto a construir con materiales ligeros.
That's why we built this house. We put
With
second
another-
floor
with
and
second
then
floor
we're
and-
planning to have a rooftop.
Y es que eso es algo que me sorprendió de Filipinas, el cómo se ayudan entre familia o vecinos, no solo en casos extremos como este, sino en el día a día. Son capaces de subir a un tuk-tuk para recorrer 100 metros y así dejarle unas monedas al conductor que no tiene otro medio de vivir. De todas formas, también se observan cambios desde los tifones, tanto en su potencia como en su recorrido.
So before, every typhoon hits Eastern Visayas, but now some of it goes to Luzon, and now we have Mindanao. Before, Mindanao rarely gets hit of typhoons, but now they get hit.
El pueblo filipino todavía vive mirando al mar. Y es que la pregunta no es si vendrá otro tifón como Yolanda. La pregunta es cuándo.
She still had a trauma with the typhoon. When typhoon comes, then they are preparing na daw for their
You're still afraid?
yeah, of flood. But the winds, we are not afraid.
How much is a small wind for you? 100 kilometers per hour?
Yeah, if it's 150 or 180, it's a small.
It's a small.
Pero la vida sigue y Yola representa la esperanza y el futuro de este precioso país.
Kaya? Ha? Grade 4 pala yan.
She's a smart girl.
What do you want to do when older?
Magano ka kuno be? Pagdako nimo.
Yung pagdako ko tim kurso.
You want to be doctor?
Ano mo? Teacher, doktor.
Dali be kay. Buligan.
What's-
Ano mo? Teacher.
Teacher?
Wow.